Oh boy, we're live. All right, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Friday Night Magic at Four Horsemen Comics and Games here at the Morgantown Mall. It's me again, Kurt. Nah, you guys can't just get rid of me up here. And we have a special guest up in the booth with me here today. In fact, we actually have two special guests, but why don't we give the man sitting next to me right here an introduction?
It's Sean Carroll decided to come up and do some commentating.
Yes, all right. We've got my buddy Sean Carroll up here with me, a famous teammate of mine in a lot of the teammate events. And we have young Samwise Gorski. God, I couldn't remember your last name for a second. You can hit me later if you want. He's up here. He's going to be helping us out with our computer stuff today, so if anything goes wonky with the stream, we'll all blame him and yell at him and make him feel really bad. Anyways, let's get to our gameplay here. We have AJ Klock playing Grixis Shadow up against Russell Morehouse playing Infect. This is our first round of the night. And Sean, you want to tell us a little bit about what we've been seeing here for the first couple turns?
Looks like we had a Thoughtseize on turn 1 by AJ, took out a Glistener Elf, and then a follow-up Inquisition on the next turn, took out is that a Blighted Agent?
It does appear to be a Blighted Agent to me, yeah.
Did not see his hand whenever he showed it, so I don't know if he's got any more Infect creatures, but he's already taken 2 of them out of his hand.
No, there's an Ink Moth Nexus. Here, young Gorski, let's move our chat a little bit here.
Okay.
So we can see Russell's hand.
Looks like he had a 3rd Infect creature.
That's
that immediately
you put it over there, that's good. Alright. There we go. Yeah, I know Russell was not thrilled about getting matched up against Grixis Shadow deck in the first round. He was griping at us a little bit downstairs, but we said, Russell, we just love you so much.
I mean, he's not a fan of the Fatal Push.
No. I mean, it's rough on that deck, for sure.
That is what just killed his last Blighted Agent, but it looks like he was able to get in with an Ink Moth, and main phase Microcrows that have put him at 5 poison, or 5 Infect.
Yep, and AJ gonna cycle a Street Wraith on the instep there, it looks like. Or was that main phase? I don't think it matters.
No. It looks like he's still stuck on 1 land, though, so...
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Don't know how much of a fight he's going to be putting up for the rest of this game, unfortunately.
No. It's so rough when you get 1-landers in a deck where you feel like you can get away with it. I know I've run into that problem in the past, and it never works out for me. I've never... anytime I've been like, I think I can keep this 1-lander, it always ends really poorly. But AJ, I mean, 2 discard spells, 2 fatal pushes. Well, there's the blossoming defense. It says nope, and AJ's gonna scoop it up. All right, round 1 gonna go to Russell.
That was a quick game 1.
Yeah, those Infect decks.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you only have a 1-lander against Infect, you're not gonna live too long.
Yeah. I wonder if he had the Street... He must have had the Street Wraith in hand, too. Well, maybe not. If I had the Street Wraith in hand, I feel like I maybe would have turn 1 cycled it. Not sure.
At least turn 2. Once you missed your first land drop, I would.
Yeah. I don't know. Shadow's like... I was talking to a little bit ago with another good buddy of mine, Curtis, my twin. Other Curtis, he's playing in Pittsburgh tonight somewhere, I think.
Young Kurt?
On yours 29 says, tell Russell to play spells in front.
Did he have his lands in front? He did.
He did.
I even said something to him about this before the thing. We might have to send young Samwise down there to yell at him real quick. Yeah. All right, he's gonna go down there for us. Ooh, it's kind of nice having an assistant up here doing the computer stuff.
If you gotta tell him to do that.
Yeah, he'll know. Russell figured it out.
Yeah.
He might have just done that to spite me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I feel a kinship with Russell,
Oh, yeah, your land's in the front gate, too.
I always play lands in front. I've played like that for years.
It doesn't bother me if my opponent does that, but, we do try to keep consistency for the stream. So we do ask people to do that. So it looks like somebody's down there helping with their live totals. Anyways, I was talking to Curtis, and he's been on Grixis Shadow for a while, but he's starting to get away from it now. He wants to get into Storm a little bit. But he was telling me one of his big complaints about the Death Shadows deck is apparently have a very, very thin margin of error. I guess it's kind of a hard deck to pilot. You can really, things can go south for you real quick if you make a bad call or you're not quite sure what the right move is. So
Yeah.
keeping a one-lander, maybe a little iffy, but he had the Thoughtseize and the Inquisition and a Fatal Push and maybe 2 Fatal Pushes.
He had at least 1 Fatal Push, so
yeah.
a black producing land and those 3 interactive spells against Infect.
Yeah. I mean, if I felt like I knew...
That's definitely a borderline keep.
I knew if I felt... if I knew that if I knew my deck really well and it was a deck that had like a bomb hand like that and I only needed 1 more land, and especially if I had a Street Wraith, or you have things in the Death Shadow deck that can cycle a lot, so I would maybe keep that hand. I tend to not keep one-landers ever anymore, though, because I just have such bad luck with it.
I mean, that's true, but...
Yeah.
Infect is a very explosive deck, and if you do not have a ton of early game interaction, they can just run you over out of nowhere.
Yeah. So let's talk about sideboarding for a minute. I know they were just board up real quick. I didn't really get a good look at what they were doing, but what do you think? What do you think a Death Shadow deck wants to bring in out of the board for Infect?
I'm not really too familiar actually with Death Shadow.
No,
not their sideboard.
I'm not sure what AJ has in his sideboard either.
No.
We'll see if Russell brings in. I don't know. We saw him last week. Had the Searcher as Kanta. I think that's what's in his hand. Actually, he's gonna mull it away though. He had that, and he had Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I don't know if those are sideboard cards for him or if they're main board, but I feel like I want to say that it is a sideboard card for grindier matchups, because we didn't when he was playing last week, we didn't see either of those in game 1 when he was playing against Abzan, and then we saw him in game 2, and that was another like really grindy kind of game where he thought it was maybe going to go long. So maybe a sideboard option. I don't know. I've seen some meta analysis, and Infect is on the rise again a little bit, but
yeah, no, those do sound like sideboard cards though.
Yeah. So AJ gonna open up, cycling a Street Wraith, and he's gonna fetch something with a Scalding Tarn, and go ahead and Thoughtseize there. He's gonna drop to 13 life.
Is that Blighted Agent?
Blighted Agent. Become Immense? Yeah.
Is that a Groundswell?
That might be Groundswell. I'm not sure what that blue card in the middle is.
I'm not sure on that one.
That might be either like a promo art of something, or maybe it's a Dispel. Okay. All right. It's just a shiny Dispel.
It's very, very shiny
Dispel. What would you take here if this were your Thoughtseize?
Oh, I would take the Blighted Agent.
Yeah.
It's the only creature in his hand.
That's got to be a Groundswell.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, takes a Blighted Agent.
I really think it is.
Yeah. Interesting matchup for Death Shadow, because normally you kind of you are trying to drop your life, but you're also trying to make sure you don't drop too low. But not really a big concern when you're playing against Infect.
Yeah, no, you really don't have to worry about them dealing any type of damage to you.
Yep. Here comes the Inquisition.
Is that a
oh,
Jace?
That's the Search for Azcanta, I think.
I think that's a Jace, actually.
Oh, is it the Jace?
Yeah.
I can never tell.
You cannot take
1, 2, 3, 4.
Governments.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it is a Jace.
Yeah.
He takes
Looks like the Groundswell?
the Groundswell. I don't know.
I think
that's
that's
a Groundswell.
Groundswell.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks off.
Did it get alternate art at one point?
I don't know. It's a 1-mana green spell.
It's something.
It doesn't look like Might.
It's potentially irrelevant because it's in his graveyard.
Yeah.
But
It's not a Might, and it's not a Blossom Defense.
All right, gonna fetch here on the end step.
I have no idea what that land is.
It's got to be a breeding pool.
Yeah, it's got to be a breeding pool, but
yeah, that's the Expedition breeding pool, I believe. Super swanky.
a horrible land for commentators to look at.
Yeah.
And try to decipher what it is.
Foil lands, yeah, they kind of sometimes foil cards are a little hard to see on the camera, but we do our best up here. Right?
Absolutely.
Ah. There's young Sam. All right. AJ gonna also fetch.
Yeah.
Get a blood crypt here.
It looks like Russell's still stranded without a infector of any kind.
Yeah. AJ choosing not to shock, so he's gonna say 12 life.
I've not been able
Can't
to...
tell what Russell has drawn. It.
No.
Oh, there's a Death Shadow.
Got a 1/1 baby Death Shadow.
Yeah, he's just a little guy. But probably not for a lot. Probably not for a lot longer.
Wonder what they're conversing about.
All right.
Did he finally find something?
He might have. He's gonna crack that Misty Rainforest. He's gonna go to 18. Just get a basic forest.
Probably found a Blighted Agent then if he's cracking a land.
Yeah. Is that flip card?
Maybe not. It's a stubborn one.
Why is he revealing a stubborn denial?
I have no idea. He's casting.
Maybe Russell just told him what he was gonna cast.
Oh, okay. Search. Okay.
It must be Search for Escanta. He must have just said, "I'm gonna do it," and AJ was like, "I'm gonna stubborn denial it." Jumping the gun a little bit, leaving us a little confused up here, but I think we got it. We're following along.
I mean, I just didn't know what he could stubborn denial for 2 mana. But I guess it's a sideboard Search for Escanta.
And there's a Thought Scour. Oh. What? That's a Dispel, isn't it? Or Spell Pierce? That's the Invocation. It's one of them.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, whatever it was, it countered that Thought Scour. And here's the Serum Visions. Yeah, things slowed way down this match right now.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to find any way to deal damage to himself.
Yeah. AJ, a lot of early game removal, but not a ton of follow-up.
No.
Looks like Russell drew another. Oh, no, that's got to be the Jace.
He found the Apostle's Blessing.
Okay, yeah. And he's still... It looks like he's still kind of stuck on lands. He doesn't really feel comfortable playing the Jace. He must want to play the Jace and leave up mana for that Spell Pierce. Or Dispel. I can't.
I don't... Yeah.
There's so many 1-mana counter spells that are all sort of the same, slightly different.
Looks like AJ found a Scalding Tarn.
Yeah,
so
we'll see if he goes to 9 here, or if he only goes down to 11. I imagine you'd want to go to 9.
Yeah, I don't see him going to 11.
Somebody's getting the life dice.
Yeah.
There we go. He's gonna go down to 9.
Probably get a Steam Vent.
I don't know.
At this point.
Yeah, I guess you just round out your lands. There you go. Good old one of each. Get your lands assembled. He probably doesn't even really need that land. He probably just needed it for the...
Oh, Tasigur.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nothing like paying 1 mana for a 4/5, right? Am I right?
I mean, he paid 1 mana for a 4/4 now, so some pretty good deals going.
When people thought Tarmogoyf was good back in the day. Tarmogoyf's still pretty good, I guess. But
that's alright.
Alright, gonna get in for 4 at Russell. Gonna drop him to 12. What did he draw? It looks like
miracle.
Looks like he's not super thrilled with what he drew. Well, there comes the Jace. Oh, he did it. He remembered. Thank you, Russell. Thank you. And immediately gets fatal pushed. Oi. That's just got to be frustrating.
Yeah.
Russell's probably going to yell at us after this one. After this match.
I mean, that's basically a guarantee.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get bad luck in the random matchup.
Yeah.
All right, gonna get in for 8. Russell's gonna drop to 4. Do you think there's a draw that even gets him out of this? Oh, to 2.
He cycled before the combo damage was dealt.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Some more lands. Another. Russell gives a thumbs up. He says, "Great."
And we're done here.
Scoop it up. Well, we're gonna go to game 3. Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Last week we couldn't get any game 3s. It was like every matchup we had.
Really?
Somebody just steamrolled the other person in 2 games. We got a lot of matches up on the stream because we had a ton of time to find backup matches. But
I mean, I guess that's the good thing of having 2-0.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens
Silver lining.
with this one. Doesn't look like Russell's gonna go to his sideboard at all.
No, but
Looks like AJ's looking at his sideboard maybe.
Yeah. Is that a
Maybe like
lightning
one
bolt?
card.
It looked like a lightning bolt.
Maybe AJ feels like he doesn't have enough removal yet.
It looked like he was putting the lightning bolt away, though.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I don't know about that
got a bunch of fatal pushes in there.
Well, you know my attitude when I'm playing against Infect. You could never have enough removal.
That's true.
You
Especially when they start chaining blossoming defenses and vines of vastwoods on you.
Exactly. Especially 1 mana removal. I'm always in the market for more of those.
Yeah. Man, fatal push. What a card. I still remember like it was almost yesterday when it got revealed. Everybody lost their minds.
Yeah.
That one lived up to the hype too. A lot of cards I think when they start to spoil new sets, everybody immediately goes and they look and they go, what card is going to be good in modern? Like what's going to be good in legacy? Nobody cares about standard. Like let's lure is viable in other sets, and you know it seems like almost every set has at least one card that gets pretty hyped, but doesn't always pan out. I remember Harsh Mentor was really hyped for Hour of Devastation, and then that didn't really pan out very well. But Fatal Push,
Yeah.
it's a big one.
I mean, it is a 1 mana removal spell that can take out a Tarmogoyf.
Like
So-
90% of the creatures that get played in Modern and
Yeah.
Legacy.
I mean, it's the reason why Tassiger and Grimag Anglers
Right.
popped up and jumped up in popularity in Modern.
Yeah,
Because Fatal Push can't hit that.
that's true. They can't. Neither can they hit a Stormbreath Dragon, one of my favorite creatures of all time. Can't even path that.
That card is so hard to kill. I played against one Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Because I was playing Blue White Control.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Were you playing against a Ponza player?
Yes. Played
Yeah.
against Fonza.
It's a
Yeah. Thankfully,
classic. Love me some Ponza.
I had 3 Blessed Lions packed for that.
Oh man, yeah. When I was playing Ponza, I won my fair share of games off the back of Stormbreath Dragon. Card is sweet. All right, looks like AJ Mulligan. Somebody, I wonder if that's Ryan.
Probably
down
Ryan.
there,
Yeah.
telling him he's got to do something about that. Kind of had a wonky, kind of knocked a card over. But look at Russell kept his 7. AJ mulled the 6 and kept. Scryed kept on top.
See a
Gonna
thought.
street wraith it into his hand there.
I see a Thoughtseize in his hand. I think that might get played. There we go.
Yep. Oh, and Russell's got the response. He says, "Sure, you can have this. You can have the Spell Pierce or Dispel. It's got, one of the two. I can't tell with the invocation art. Hey,
It's not Dispel, it's Spell Pierce.
Spell Pierce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since the spell cannot hit sorceries.
Oh, that's true. It can't. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So AJ gonna drop to 15. Doesn't lose life off of Thoughtseize
yes.
because it got countered.
Exactly.
Oh, and there's a Pendlehaven. How exciting.
I haven't seen one of those.
Alright. I was going to say, Russell, no turn 1 play. It doesn't always look that great for Infect, but no, he had it. He was just sitting. He was waiting. He was like, I smell that discard coming.
Yeah, you knew that was coming.
Go ahead and throw this at it.
Jace?
That's Jace, yep. It's got to be Jace. We'll find out in 2 seconds. 1, 2, oh, we got it. Alright, it's Jace. One of the cooler Jaces, in my opinion. Definitely one of the sweet ones.
Yeah. Definitely a fan.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the original Jace spell art. I know he doesn't really get used all that much, but I play a lot of multiplayer games.
Okay, yeah.
He's super fun.
I don't know anything about that one, unfortunately.
Oh, you don't know the original Jace?
Oh, no,
man?
I know original Jace. I
Yeah.
just don't know multiplayer games.
Oh, man,
No.
I used to only play multiplayer for a long time. Commander, just free-for-alls, Emperor. But everybody, when I moved here and started hanging around the shop and working here, everybody dragged me down the modern wormhole.
Yeah, we tend to play a bit more competitive around here.
Ryan's trying to drag me down the legacy wormhole, I feel like sometimes, but I ain't got time for that.
It's a good time.
It'd be sweet. You know, I might build one of the like legacy burn because it's super cheap.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, there's Tassiger. Turn 3.
Yeah, it's a good time for Tasker.
Does AJ have a land drop for turn 3? No, doesn't look like it. Could potentially be problematic. Probably not.
Maybe.
Death Shadow, I feel like, is like decently comfortable with 2 lands. You definitely need more than 1. 3's probably like your golden spot, and then 4 is probably just like too many at that point. You know? Maybe. Like you are playing blue-white control now, and I used to play blue-white control, so I'm one of those players that feels like you can never have too many lands.
Looks like a Search for Rascana met a
AJ real quick to shoot those ones down.
Yeah.
I mean, that card does generate a lot of value the longer it's out.
Oh, definitely will. I haven't got to see it in Modern yet.
Well, you're seeing it right now.
I mean, I see it in the graveyard.
Yeah, well, I have seen a few Infect lists that are picking that up now, and some blue-white control deck lists are playing around with it as well. I think you almost never flip it in Modern. You basically just leave it to be like a scry return. It's almost like a bad Sensei's Divining Top at that point.
Maybe a blue-white control list that actually plays out all lands would consider flipping it. But
that's true, yeah.
Because most of these decks
does get you an extra land.
Like most of these decks don't want like 4 lands or more.
Yeah.
So being able to dedicate all that mana to actually impulsing every turn with it.
Yeah. All right. As you're gonna swing in for 5, that Death Shadow is only a 1/1. Does Russell have a card in hand?
Maybe he has Hornet's thing.
He might. Hornet's. That'd be sweet. He's probably gonna turn on the Ink Moth and maybe pump it to kill the Death Shadow.
That's possible.
He could just Pendlehaven it.
Yeah.
And he probably has another pump spell in hand just in case. He also has Apostle's Blessing.
Yeah.
He's got a million ways
so he can protect
that he can chump and protect it. So we'll see. Yeah, there's the. Looks like Ink Moth.
Probably have a Fatal Push.
Yep, there you go.
If he has one.
There is a surgical extraction. I guess just to pump it up.
On the Dispel?
Gonna pay that Phyrexian mana. Yeah, what's he gonna target with that?
It's a Jace Search and a Dispel. Spell Pierce.
I have very rarely, I think only one time ever, but I did actually one time surgical extraction of fetch land out of somebody's graveyard. All right. Gonna hit Spell Pierce. Vines of Astwood, Apostle's Blessing. Is that Mutagenic Growth?
Mutagenic Growth and a Blossom.
Yeah, so literally just a handful of pump.
A lot of pump and a lot of protection.
Could he have? Probably not. Probably could. All right.
Terminate.
I imagine Russell will respond with a Blossoming Defense.
Yeah, most likely.
I wonder if he Pendlehavens first to get the extra pump.
I hope he does. Maybe.
Or he... Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Got it.
It's going to make it a 2/3.
There we go. Now a...
And... Oh, just Mutagenic Growth.
Oh.
He's going to let it get terminated? Is he...
That...
Interesting. And a Vines of Astwood.
Okay.
So he just, I guess, wanted to make sure that there was no way that it was going to die.
Yeah, I guess he just, at this point, it seems like he just really wants to ride this Ink Moth to victory. And he wants to keep as much protection in his hand as possible. Which I guess is fair. Like, if he loses that one Infector, he has no game going on. And he's already at 6 life.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's risky. I don't think he can pump it to 10 in one attack. Not unless he drew a Become Immense, which would be super sweet, but...
Oh, that card that I don't know what it is.
Is that the green search the legendary enchantment. I'm gonna do some internet sleuthing.
Yeah,
here.
if you can figure out what that is.
I'm gonna do some internet Ixalan spoilers. All right, bear with me, folks. We're gonna. I think it's gotta be.
Oh, it looks like he's going to block this Tassiger with his Ink Moth.
Okay. Does he have Awake and keep it alive?
He can't keep it alive with his hand.
But maybe he can also kill the Tassiger?
He also cannot kill the Tassiger. He can make it 3/3 at best.
Okay.
No, he can protect it. He can't kill the Tassiger. You're right.
That doesn't look like... It was maybe New Horizons, but I don't think so.
It's definitely not New Horizon.
Okay. Oh, it's Shaper's Sanctuary. Okay, let's get... It's a 1-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Woo! That's really good in the grindy matchup. So, yeah, I think that... Search for Escanta, I think definitely probably a sideboard piece, too. That he just brings in for these grindy matchups. And, you know, I'm liking it. A scry every turn, an extra card every time they try to kill your creature.
Alright,
All right, so he's... All right.
Looks like he's going to lose his Ink Moth now. His Apostle's Blessing is getting Stubborn Denialed, and he will be dealing, I think, 3 Infect to
1,
Tassiger?
2, 3. It should be 4.
4?
Yeah.
Is it?
Because he Pendlehavened it.
Oh, you're right.
And then he Blossoming Defense it. Yep. Well, so basically is as good as killing the Tassiger, because now it's just a 0/1.
Basically.
Oh, and there is a timely relic. Do you crack the relic right now? I think I would.
Yeah.
Before he casts a Gurmag or just another Tassiger.
Definitely.
Draw a card. That looked like a Become Immense.
That was a
So now he just needs a creature to slap it onto.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that relic should be exiled.
I believe so, but I don't think it necessarily is going to be relevant. Ryan is also down there, it looks like, so.
Yeah. Well.
And Glistener Elf.
Oh.
If it lives, he could hit him potentially for 8 Infect. That's assuming he doesn't draw another pump spell.
Unfortunately.
Well, I guess
without
Tassiger could block, but...
And also without a graveyard. I don't think...
Oh, yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that.
That actually might be relevant if that relic should be exiled or not.
Yeah, well, you know. Oh, and another Ink Moth. Well, yeah, you just attack.
Block, yeah.
Jump with the Tassiger. Oh, activate the Tassiger.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Oof.
Give him back. What are you giving back here?
Probably the Inquisition.
I would think the Inquisition, too.
Definitely the Inquisition.
Especially since it's the only card in his hand's not even a target for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Alright. We know how to play Magic.
We got 2 spells that can kill my creature and 1 spell that does nothing right now.
Yep. And this might be this might start being the point where that that enchantment might start becoming kind of relevant for Russell.
Maybe.
There you go.
He still has.
I wonder if it.
Immense,
Yeah. I don't think I would have cast that Inquisition there, unless he just kind of forgot that he had to become immense.
Yeah, he might.
Which is possible. But there we go. 2 Infect. There's a Lightning Bolt. Bam. Oh, yep. Gonna draw off that. I think that's gonna be a game changer in the long run here.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely help him out.
And pump the Glistener Elf.
What did he draw? Did he draw Might?
I can't tell. All right.
I think that's a Might of Okrosa, but I'm not positive.
All right, so Inkmoth is dead.
Hit for 2.
And AJ's gonna get 2 Infect, I believe. Yep. Okay. There we go.
Nope, Noble.
It's a Noble Hierarch. Well, you know, that advances the Klock.
Yeah.
And
Thought
Scour.
Don't. Oh, did he?
Oh, he's gonna Thought Scour Russell. Oh, hit a Glistener Elf.
Yep. now I think that Become Immense is in play.
Oh boy. Well, there is, yeah. And there is a 5/5 Death Shadow. Yeah, he can definitely cast Become Immense now. At the very least, he'll take that shadow off the board.
Yeah, especially with that Misty up there that hasn't cracked yet.
Oh, it looks like he drew a Windswept Heath for the turn. So his hand is Windswept Heath, Become Immense. Yep.
So, what's the line here? Pendlehaven, the Glistener Elf?
I'd probably just swing in, try to get him to chump with the Death Shadow.
Well, you have to Pendlehaven before the Noble trigger.
That's yeah, that's true. You could Pendlehaven with it on the stand.
I mean, you can, yes.
But yeah, that'll make the Glistener Elf a 3/3, which is, if AJ at this point should hopefully remember that there's a Become Immense in hand and that Russell can cast it, so he has to block here.
Yeah, I mean, he has Inquisitioned him twice and saw it.
Yeah, so.
He definitely knows what's in Russell's hand right now.
Yeah, and I think if you're Russell, you just go for it. I mean, you gotta make him have it, you know? You lose your Become Immense, you lose your ability to one-shot him. But, you know, if he doesn't draw anything, if AJ draws dead, then you just keep going after it. Does Become Immense give him trample too, doesn't it? Or is it just +6/+6?
I think it's +6/+6.
Okay. That'd be absurd if he gave him trample.
Yeah.
Alright. He's gonna attack. He's gonna not Pendlehaven.
Yeah, no Pendlehaven activation. Looks like he's just gonna
Become Immense.
And there's a stubborn
denial. A stubborn denial. Okay. That probably is the game. Well, no, I guess he can chump block with Noble Hierarch as long as AJ doesn't draw removal for it.
But he is not in a good spot right now.
So AJ no blocks. Gonna take 2 more Infect up to 4.
Ooh.
There's a second Death Shadow. Is that one shiny? It is shiny.
It is very shiny. No attack. That seems.
Yeah, I probably would have forced him to chump with the Noble Hierarch.
Yeah.
Maybe he was afraid of a pump spell from Russell.
Maybe.
I think it's a valid thing to worry about when you're playing against Infect and they have 1,000,000 +1 pump spells. Alright, what does AJ draw? Hey, Liliana, the Last Hope, I believe. That's the promo one that they did for the San Diego Comic-Con, where the other 4 are zombies.
Ooh.
So he can kill one of those. And he just says, okay, I'll just Pendlehaven it.
Unfortunately, he tried to kill the 1/1, which allowed Russell to save it with the Pendlehaven.
But I think the Pendlehaven just dies at the end of the turn because I think Liliana Last Hope's effect lasts until your next turn when you activate it.
Yeah, it would kill it.
So that'll die, but it's a good call because now he can still keep it alive to chump block with it if he attacks.
Mm-hmm. Which he most likely
will.
That should be dead.
Yep, there we go. Ryan's got it.
That does not save it, Russell. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's until next turn, and it looks like Russell's finding out the hard way right now.
Yeah.
That is a thing we can advise players that sometimes people forget about because they've been playing for a long time. They think they know the cards, but never be afraid or feel awkward to check your opponent's cards and actually read them so that you know what they're doing. Whenever I play against a card that I am not 100% sure what it does, I'll always ask to look at it.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I would tell players.
Yeah.
If they're new, always read the card, always know what the cards are doing.
Right. It was not by any means incorrect to pump the Glistener Elf with Pendlehaven, though, because that did keep it alive if AJ had attacked with both Death Shadows.
Yeah, it gave him a free blocker.
He could have chumped with it, yeah. And I'm not sure why AJ hasn't been attacking more.
I'm not sure either. At this point...
Yeah, here comes a Bladed Agent and a Dryad Armor.
Alright, so now he has 2 chump blockers that he could throw away and still keep his Infect creature around.
Yeah, it's still kind of a losing race
Well,
against...
He's still has Liliana, so...
Alright, he's gonna trigger, draw, boom. Keep it alive for a turn.
Yep. Free blocker.
Yeah. That's not going to save it either.
It will be dead by the time you get priority to cast that.
Yeah. Man, Liliana Last Hope.
Oh, man.
Surprisingly effective against Infect.
I mean...
The little creatures.
When you have a deck full of X1s...
Yeah, he really needs an Ink Moth at this point to get around that. He's probably got... Well, he's played 2. I assume he's got 4 in the deck, so he's probably got 2 left.
Yeah, he really needs to find one of those.
His hand is Might of Old Cursa, and I couldn't see the other 2 cards.
I think I saw a Glistener Elf.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting a lot of card draw off of that enchantment, but he's got to find a way to do it with that Liliana. He's going to pump the Dryad Arbor. I wonder if he's going to...
Yeah?
I wonder if he's going to make it big enough to kill a Death Shadow and just go after Liliana.
Maybe. Does he have enough pump to make it 8 power?
I'm not sure. I mean, there are 5 5s right now. He's probably not thinking about trying to kill both Death Shadows. He's probably just trying to get one off the board.
Nothing about killing AJ.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess he could try to do that too. It's always a weird one when you die from loss of life to an Infect deck. But it does happen.
Oh, it does. I've suffered that in Legacy before.
Alright, he's gonna go. It's a 2/3.
Immediately blocked.
It's a 4/5.
That will not... Oh, no, it will. It's a 5/6. Noble trigger.
Oh, yeah. Yep. 5/6. There we go.
8/1 of the Death Shadows.
Yep. Alright. Gonna kill the Hierarch. Gonna draw. Did he draw anything sweet? Well, he's just dead here to an attack.
Unless Russell has 2 Dryad Arbors in his list that he can go fetch up.
Yeah, he could. Drop to 3.
This game might be over.
Fetch a Dryad Arbor and Chump Block.
I saw a Misty in his hand. I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Alright. There we go. Did some dredging. Got the fish out. He very nicely, neatly lays his graveyard out. What's left of it for us to see.
Meticulously lays out his graveyard.
Alright, guess he didn't have the other Dryad Arbor. Okay, well that ended up being a real good game. Super close. Yeah. We almost went all the way to time. I sincerely doubt, with only 11 minutes left on our clock, that there's going to be any other matches because we started a little bit after the rest of the round. So they're probably definitely done down there. So stick with us. We'll be back in just a few short minutes with our next round. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.